Hello and welcome to a prospecting video. Today we're going to be talking about mythics. Now if I look in my inventory you will see that I have acquired quite a few mythics by now, and that's not including the mythics I have used in crafting. So I've probably had about 30 to 40 mythics so far in this game. And we're going to be going over on everything you can do in this game to improve your luck to be able to get mythics. And just some little tips on tricks and how to get mythics specifically. So we're going to start this video with the most known tactics, so I'm just going to go over these really quickly. We're going to start off with the totems. So you get the luck totem and the strength totem. The strength totem costs 180 shards and the luck totem costs 300 shards. And what this does is the luck totem gives you 2 times luck and the strength totem gives you 2 times strength. So you dig 2 times faster. And both of these totems last for a duration of 30 minutes. So these are super OP. Obviously shards are really hard to get if you don't have the shards game pass. You can also buy the shards game pass in here for 599 Robux. It might be different for you depending on your location. But I do highly suggest using these totems because they're super OP. You can also find servers of people using totems in certain areas. Now the next thing is the basic luck potion, the basic capacity potion, the greater luck potion, and the greater capacity potion. Now the basic luck potion gives you 5 luck for a duration of 10 minutes for 50,000 doulas. The basic capacity potion lasts for 10 minutes as well, with a capacity increase in your pan for 25, and that costs 40,000. Then we have the greater luck potion, which gives you 10 luck for, I think 20 minutes this one is, for 30 shards. So this is now taking shards. So again, if you're looking for game passes, 2 times shards is super worth it. But it's definitely not needed. It is definitely not needed. Now we have the greater capacity potion, which lasts for 20 minutes as well, and that increases your pan size by 50 for 20 shards. So this one's a little bit cheaper. So I would highly recommend using these potions and using those totems when you are hunting mythics, because they are super important. Any amounts of luck increase is worth it in this game. I am just covering the basic tips and tricks right now, and that is why I'm about to cover enchanting. If you don't know what enchanting is, you can enchant your pan with aurorite or etherite, and there's 2 enchants that can give you luck, which will help you get mythics. And those enchants are lucky, which is a 10% chance to get, which gives you plus 5 luck, or there is an enchant called blessed, which I am using, which gives you plus 10 luck, and also a bit of increased capacity. So if you've not enchanted in the game yet, I would highly suggest enchanting your pan. And if you don't know how to get aurorite and etherite, you can get it from the Fortune River. This is where I've found aurorite to be most common, and you can also find it in the Fortune River Delta over there where you see the totems. The next thing we're going to be covering is probably the most important information you need to be able to get mythics. Now a lot of people don't really understand how good crafting is in this game. Like crafting in this game can make your luck raise from like 50 to thousands or even hundreds. So when you first join the game, you don't really want to craft any of these uncommon items because they're not worth it. You're going to progress in the game faster by just buying pans and shovels. So ignore these uncommon equipment. So when you get to the uncommon equipment, this is where you want to start crafting. You want to start crafting the pearl necklace, which gives you 1 to 4 luck, the jade armband, which gives you 1 to 8 luck, or the topaz necklace, which gives you 1 to 5 luck. And the more you carry on through the crafting, the more luck you will gain per item. Like this lapis armband is 2 to 9. But then we go to something like the opal amulet, which gives you 2 to 13. And then when you get into legendaries, it gets even higher. Like this item right here, you can have up to 30 luck on 1 item. And that is a crown. And to be honest, those items are not impossible to get. The only hard item to get is probably the diamond. But if you're like a mid or end game player, then that's going to be super easy to get. But if you're a new player, I would suggest starting out with these uncommon crafting equipments. Like the pearl necklace, the jade armband, the topaz necklace, the smoke rings, the ruby rings, and just work your way up through the crafting until you get to the mythics, because this is where you start to get 1 to 90 luck, 100 to 300 luck, 30 to 90. It just gets seriously OP. So if you don't know about crafting, I would highly suggest you do some research on this. And quickly, if you don't know how crafting works on your item's weight. So when you're making an item, you want to get the highest weight possible of items, because that will give you a quality of 1 to 5 star depending on the weight of the items you're using. And then another thing you might see with these items, it says you can get 1 to 4 luck. So you can get unlucky, but you can also get lucky when crafting these items, depending on the percentage you get. You get a percentage on your items. If you look at these phoenix wings here, you will see a percentage of 78. So that is very high. But you can get percentages raising from 0 to 100. You can also go to the blacksmith after making the items, and you can reforge certain items, and it will cost you depending on the rarity of the equipment you crafted. So let's say I hold out this phoenix rings. It's never been reforged. So let's see how much it would cost to reforge this item. It would cost me 65 million. But if you're looking to like reforge your ruby rings or opal amulets or moon rings or gravity coils, then that will be very cheap compared to 65 million. It would be like probably a couple of tens of thousands. It honestly bases off how much the item is worth. In the shop, you can also buy the 2 times crafting chance, which gives you a chance for better crafting results, and this costs 300 Robux. So crafter's luck, I would highly suggest getting that, but again, it is not needed. I do not have it myself. I don't have any game passes myself yet, and I am doing just fine. This game is actually very free to play, but it also has a lot of Robux features. Now, the next topic of discussion is something called infinite boosts. So if you don't know what infinite boosts are, if you look at the bottom left of the screen, you will see something called Lighthouse Blessing, Trader's Recommendation, Ancient Blessing, and Experience. So Lighthouse gives you +3 luck, Trader Recommendation gives you Sell Boost 20%, Ancient Blessing gives you +5 luck, and Experience gives you +2 luck. So we're going to be talking about the luck ones. So the lighthouse one is pretty much self-explanatory. You go to the lighthouse, so there's an NPC at the top of the lighthouse. You start a conversation with the lightkeeper herself, and she will give you a mission to bring back 1 luminum to fix the lighthouse. And that will give you a +3 luck after completing the quest. And if you don't know where to find luminum, you can find luminum at the Sunset Beach, the Crystal Cavern River, and the Azoralite Oasis. I mostly find it in the Crystal Cavern River. I find that the most location I find luminum. Now we move on to Ancient Blessing. Now Ancient Blessing gives you a luck boost of +5. And you can get Ancient Blessing by heading behind this waterfall inside the Crystal Cavern. You have to be level 15 to enter this Crystal Cavern. But once you have reached level 15, if you walk behind the waterfall, you will see a room with a closed door. And what you need to do is find 3 items to open the door. Now you need to find an emerald, a diamond, and a starshine. The emerald and the diamond are actually quite easy. Like, the emerald is very easy. You can find that in most locations. The diamond, however, you can find in pretty much every location as well. The Rubble Creek Sands, the Rubble Creek Deposits, the Fortune River, the Sunset Beach. Is pretty much every single location to get a diamond, almost. Apart from the cave. The cave is where you get the other items. You get the emerald and something called a starshine. You can find the starshine in the Crystal Cavern River and the Azoralite Oasis, in both of them. But once you have obtained all 3 of these items, they're not going to be easy. The first 2 are going to be easy, but the starshine, that is going to be a grind. But once you have it, you will unlock this door, and after you speak to this NPC, he will talk to you by giving you 3 dots, and that means you have activated the Ancient Blessing Infinite Boost. The next infinite boost to talk about is something called experience. So the only way to get experience is every 5 days you log into the game, 5 days in a row by the way, it will give you a luck increase. So I have redeemed it I think twice, and my luck is 2, plus 2 luck. So if I wait another 5 days, it might go up to like 4. So you can see the potential in making that go higher. Meteor showers. That is a really good segue because we are literally about to talk about meteor showers. Meteor showers are probably the most OP thing you can have in this game. Meteor showers gives you 2 times luck anywhere on the map, and it also stacks on top of totems. So if you have totems running and a meteor shower, you will get even more luck. Meteor showers can occur naturally every hour on the hour during the game, and that is included in the admin events. The events they like to do every hour. There is 3 different events that can spawn every hour that can help you get mythics. You have the river rapids. Oh my god. A meteor with a river rapids. There is no way. There is actually no way. The perfect timing on that is incredible. The river rapids has got to be the most OP thing in the game. Well, apart from the meteor shower and the river rapids are kinda the same. But river rapids makes the whole river 2 times luck and 2 times items. So look how many items are in this pan because we have a river rapids running. So every river rapids you get to like around 30 to 40 items per pan, which is just disgusting. I can't believe I'm recording a video through this meteor shower with river rapids. This is OP. Do you know how rare this is to see? Wow. We had a natural meteor, and then a minute after, the hour event kicked in and gave the river rapids. That is incredible. There is one more server event that can happen, and this one is called Mythic Rift. Now, I don't have any footage of this, so I'm going to show you clips from one of View's live streams. I've had permission to use this, so if you want to go check out his channel, you can. I'll leave a link. And what Mythic Rifts are a mythic that spawns in a random location on the map. So it can spawn in the volcanic island, it can spawn in the Rubble Creek deposits, it can spawn in the cave. It is purely random. These mythic rifts have a time limit of 20 minutes. They spawn like a little circle on the ground, and you have 20 minutes to dig out the mythic. But there is a few strats you can do. You can do this pan strat. If there's like a mythic spot that's no way near the water, so let's say the mythic spot is here and you need to empty your pan here. But what you can do is you can literally start digging, fill your pan, and then you can go to your kit, click a worse shovel, click equip, go back to your normal shovel, click equip, and your pan is empty, so you can carry on digging. And the reason you do this is because the mythic shows you when you get it in your pan before emptying into the water. So this method will give you the best odds of getting the mythic if you're in like a public server. You can also get private servers for these server events because private servers are actually free. So if you don't have a private server on this game, why not? Why not? You can have one for completely free. So I would highly suggest doing that. Because when they do admin abuse events, a private server is very good. Because mythic rifts, they probably spawn around 3 to 4 mythic rifts. And you don't want everyone chasing your mythics. You want to be able to get the mythic yourself instead of having to fight 20 other people to get it. So that is a great way to, well, I want to say abuse the mythic rifts, but it's more like a method and a glitch. I forgot to mention, in the shop, you can also buy meteor showers for 150 Robux. That is disgustingly cheap, because meteor showers, they last for 20 minutes, and for 150 Robux? Wow. So I can't really think of any more tips and tricks. I've pretty much covered everything that I can think of off the top of my head. If I missed anything, then please leave a comment letting me know. I am sorry if I did, But that is every single strat I can think of, like every tips and tricks to get mythics in this game. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.